Hi, English language learners, welcome back. So, today we're going to learn about signposting. What is signposting and how to use it with 9 useful phrases that you can practice, listen and practice so that you can immediately start using them and improve your communication. Let's get going. Don't forget to like and subscribe and make some comments. And you will find in the description links to my blog site. What is signposting? If you think of signposting, you think of directions, helping you find your way. And we use this and we call it signposting when we're speaking, and we use phrases that give our audience directions as to where we're going. So think of it as guiding them through your talk. Remember, they can't see your written page. They don't know where you're going. So use your words to guide your audience. And that is signposting. Why is signposting so important? Well, imagine if you're in a foreign city and there are no directions, no maps, no street names. You'll feel quite lost. And in a similar way, your audience can feel quite lost if you don't use signposting. So it really is a case of you are optimizing your communication. You're guiding and giving people a little bit of an easier time so that they can understand where we're going and check, yeah, I'm with you. And we're moving on and we're doing these things, right? So you're really guiding them so they know what to expect and they can follow you. Because as soon as your audience is lost, that listener is like, don't know where you're going, they're going to shut down and probably not follow for the rest of your talk. So don't lose people. Keep them engaged, keep them following by using signposting. So here are 9 signposting phrases that you can use when you're doing presentations. The subject of my talk today is. The subject of my talk today is. How to use signposting. The subject of my talk today is how to use signposting. The subject of my talk today is how to use signposting. The subject of my talk today is. There are a number of points I'd like to make. There are a number of points I'd like to make. There are a number of points I'd like to make. This is setting up your agenda so that people who are listening know, oh, you got 5 points. Oh, you got 3 points, 2 points, whatever. So that they can be prepared mentally for where you're going. There are a number of points I'd like to make. And then you can use firstly, then, moving on to finally. So these are just giving us sequence phrases. Firstly, then, finally. Let's start with the first point. This is a great indicator that this is the talk itself. It's starting. Let's start with the first point. Let's start with the first point. And then you give the title of the point. Let's start with the first point. Our sales figures. Let's start with the first point. Feedback from our customers. Feedback from our customers. And now, let's go on to my next point. And now, let's go on to international sales. And now, let's go on to whatever comes next. And now, let's go on to finally. This is my last point. Finally, this is the last point. Downward inflection when we are ending paragraphs, thoughts, ideas. We tend to go down, although finally is still getting upward inflection. Finally, my last point. Finally, the sales figures are my last point. Finally, improvements to the system. That brings me to the end of the presentation. That brings me to the end of the presentation. That brings me to the end of the presentation. That brings me to the end of the presentation. Or the end of the section, you could say too. Let's summarize briefly what we've looked at. Let's summarize briefly what we've looked at. I love summaries. I think they're so great and so listener friendly. Let's summarize briefly what we've looked at. Make sure you know what the highlights are, the main points, in a very, very short, snappy way. Okay, you might want those to be written down so you remember to do them. Let's summarize briefly what we've looked at. In conclusion, nice and strong, and plan your conclusions well. You want to end on a strong note. So, in conclusion. And that is in conclusion of this video too. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, go to the blog to read some more, and I'll see you around. Have a great day. Bye.